All right, looking at Overland High School, seen on the Challenge Center match of the week, the premier showdown. In all of high school wrestling in Colorado, the Overland Trailblazers hosting Cherry Creek on Parent Appreciation Night. As we look at the Overland Trailblazers mat, I'm Michael Clark. With me to call the action, Jack Conrad, who for 20 years has been turning out future city champions at South Middle School. Jack, this is a quality match.
Yes, Michael, this is a match that these kids look forward to since the beginning of the year. We got a state champion in this match, a second place finisher, two third place finishers. We got a lot of state qualifiers. We got one undefeated wrestler, and we have 6 wrestlers with only 1 loss. This should be a great match.
All right, earlier, we talked to 2 of the outstanding mentors in all of Colorado wrestling, both coaches, Alden.
Thank you, Michael. On paper, this should be a pretty good matchup, Overland versus Cherry Creek. They are 2 teams that both have a tradition of pretty strong wrestling here in Aurora and the South Suburban area. I have the coaches of both teams with me now. They're Greg Mestis and Steve Foster. Now, first of all, Greg, what should we look for from Overland tonight going in against Cherry Creek?
Cherry Creek has a strong program and had one for years. We just want to stay competitive with them, and if we can come out close to them, we'll be happy.
Who are a couple of wrestlers we should look out for your team tonight?
We have 2 real outstanding seniors, Senior Dennis Masters at 135, 140, and John Crush at 145, 152s.
Okay, Coach Foster, what are you hoping to do against Overland tonight out there on the mats?
We just want to compete. They have a good program. We respect their program, and this should be a real good matchup tonight.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of tradition as far as rivalries between your 2 schools, and you're both looking really forward to this tonight.
This is a great rivalry. This is what wrestling's all about tonight.
Alrighty, wish you best of luck to both of you, and you guys have a good match. That's about it from down here on the floor. The coaches of Overland and Cherry Creek. It should be a war. Back over to you, Mike.
All right, Dennis Masters, we just talked about the outstanding wrestler going over to greet his loved ones on Parent Appreciation Night. We'll be back with the first match on the Challenge Center Match of the Week right after this.
In the event of an emergency or sports injury, when seconds count, Presbyterian Aurora Hospital has a free program called Health Access, which provides for prompt medical registration. Your medical information is kept on file, and by simply presenting your card, that information is recalled immediately, cutting down on paperwork. The Health Access card also gives you valuable discounts on pharmacy and eyeglass prescriptions, Challenge Center Fitness Club memberships and programs, and much more. To receive your free card, call Health Access today at 341-2858.
This is what
they love you, they're just looking out for you. The kids at school start pulling you aside, saying, come on, man, let's take a ride. But you gotta be strong, you gotta take control of your life. It's insane, don't do that blow. Every time you do, you just frying your brain. So force yourself, boy, you gotta abstain from that life you see. It'll get you nowhere, just mixed up, no doubt, so you gotta beware. When I think about it, it makes me feel ill. Think of all them kids that the push-ups kill, so let's ban to
sex? You want me to call a complete stranger and talk about sex?
Call first. Honest answers on sex, pregnancy, birth control, and a lot more.
Hey man, there's nothing I don't know about sex.
Can it really hurt to know about the different types of birth control? Can it be too much trouble to learn how to identify some types of sexually transmitted diseases and prevent others? Can it be too hard to learn how to say no to sex when the right answer seems to be yes? How tough is it to call a toll-free number and talk to someone who won't ask you for a thing, not money, and not your name?
I'm real careful. I don't need to make a phone call to learn how to handle myself in my boyfriend's car.
Kiss ignorance goodbye. Call first. 1-800-322-1020. Because what some people don't know about sex is a crying shame.
At 103 pounds, wrestling, you see him there, for Overland in the blue, is James Wright. His opponent, Dorian Sears from Cherry Creek, very experienced, never wrestled before this year. In his first year of competition, finds himself, Jack, on the varsity.
James Wright's one of those state qualifiers we talked about, Michael. Going to a double leg takedown, going to a cradle.
Dominating right from the beginning. Very close to the pin. Don Sondengraf looking to count, slaps the mat. It's over. Don Sondengraf calls a pin in 15 seconds. Unofficially, we have now in 15 seconds. James Wright, a great future prospect over Dorian Sears, back with 112-pounders on the Challenge Center Match of the Week right after this.
the event of an emergency or sports injury, when seconds count, Presbyterian Aurora Hospital has a free program called Health Access, which provides for prompt medical registration. Your medical information is kept on file, and by simply presenting your card, that information is recalled immediately, cutting down on paperwork. The Health Access card also gives you valuable discounts on pharmacy and eyeglass prescriptions, Challenge Center Fitness Club memberships and programs, and much more. To receive your free card, call Health Access today at 341-2858.
6-0, Overland after a quick win. Overland has the winner from 103-pounders, James Wright.
Thank you, Michael. Down here with the winner in the 103-pound class, James Wright. Quick work tonight, James.
Yeah. He wasn't a very good wrestler. He's inexperienced as a freshman. I just went out there and did what I had to do.
Okay, now is it true that once you let someone shoot your legs, you're going to have a little problem? Because I noticed you went right for his legs. You had him wrapped up from like 10 seconds in.
Yeah, that's what my plan was, just to go out there and pin him. Just shoot in, put a half Nelson on, and just work for the pin.
All right, congratulations. Take care. Okay, back over to you, Mike.
All right, 9th grader Phil Glass, young but talented for Overland in the blue. For Cherry Creek, James Mitchell, a 9th grader with only 1 year of junior high school experience. Creek is lacking experience at the lowest classifications. A chance for an early lead for Overland. They lead at 6-0 right now.
I think, Michael, that's where Overland's advantage is. They do have the experience with the lower weights. Both of them in a neutral position right now, both trying to gain an advantage over the other by a takedown. Just tying up right now. That's called a tie-up position. Both wrestlers trying to probe the other wrestler for some way to take him down.
Mitchell in red for Cherry Creek. Glass in the blue for Overland. Pretty even action right now. And there's an advantage.
It's called a fireman's carry. It's a method of takedown. Generally, it results in some back points. Didn't get back points out of that, but it's a move used by a lot of freestylers. He's just tying up the legs now, riding him, trying to keep him flat. Basically, he's trying to flatten him out. Anytime the bottom man is on his hands and knees or gets to his feet, he's potentially dangerous to the top man. So, top man always wants to try to flatten him out, get him flat on his stomach, then he can work with him.
Come back to the middle. Overland Wrestling will have the advantage here. He'll be on top.
He got 2 points for that takedown, so he should be hit 2-0 right now. It's called a deep waist ride. He attacks the waist, pulls the near arm in, tries to keep the man off balance.
Jack Conrad, South Middle School wrestling coach for 20 years, turning out future high school champions, is our color commentator on the Challenge Center match of the week this week.
Still working on the arm, still trying to turn him over. What the top man's trying to do right now is to expose his back to the mat and gain some near fall points.
Watching the 112-pounders, Phil Glass for Overland, dominating so far, ahead on points, just a 9th grader. Mitchell, with 1 year of junior high school experience, a 9th grader, but wrestling varsity, and he's on a tough way to go. Coming off a hamstring injury, he missed a number of matches, just the 3rd match back, and last match, no way to come back from an injury, wrestled a former state champion out in Brighton and lost. And he's had a tough way to go, and Glass is no easy test either.
You got to commend him for his courage, because without a lot of conditioning, it's really tough to get out there and go for 6 minutes. Wrestling is a very, very tough sport.
Certainly showing no signs of weakness from the torn hamstring. Glass just merely the better, perhaps the stronger wrestler.
Just keeping that deep waist on him, keep controlling him. Cherry Creek wrestler gets his choice now.
All right, let's talk about the coin toss, which happened at the very beginning of the match. We didn't have it for you on tape, but Cherry Creek won it, and they chose to go second on the even matches, meaning that they would have their choice on the odd. They would have to send the wrestler out first on the odd matches. What they're pointing towards is 171-pounders, where they're trying to angle to get Barry Weldon on the mat with Chad Putnam. Coach Steve Foster thinks that could be the crucial match in the whole tournament. So winning the coin toss, more than in football, here in wrestling tonight, and this match could be crucial to the outcome.
That's very true, Michael. That could come to be a very important part of this match. We'll have to wait and see.
All right,
another fireman's carry. Took him down again. That's another 2 points. It seems that like Glass has the advantage on his feet, but he seems to be able to take him down Cherry Creek wrestler still trying to get away, deep ways. It's a very, very good ride, very tough to get out of. Always controlling the hips, always taking a brace away. Bottom man's like a table. You can attack a brace, pull the brace in, they usually go down. Trying to work him to turn him on his back now. If he can expose his back to the mat, he can get points by what we call a near fall. There's two ways to get a near fall. There's a 2-point near fall and a 3-point near fall.
And they're off the mat enough for Don Sonnengraff to blow the whistle and say, start him again in the middle. Mitchell down for Cherry Creek in the red.
This is where the conditioning starts to come in. You get towards the end of the second period, going into the third period. You're going to see one wrestler probably a little better conditioning than another, and you'll see some things happen from that.
Battle of ninth graders so far in this match. It's been all Overland. A quick pin at 103 pounds gave Overland 6 points on the match. A decision here, if it's a close decision, it could be anywhere from 3 points on up.
It's very important. You want to score as many points as you can in a match if you can't pin a man, because that's going to determine the points you get for your team. So either team is trying to score as many points in the individual match to help the team score.
So far it's been all Phil Glass on top again here against Mitchell.
Stays back on the legs, very nice, rides the hips. Doing a nice job on the top. Bottom man's working hard. Got to make something happen. It's getting late in the period. Keeping control, it's really important. That's called a stalemate. Doesn't seem to be anything happening. Neither wrestler seems to be gaining an advantage from what's going on. Referee made a good call there. Stops the wrestlers, brings them back, puts them back in the referee's position, tells them to start again. A good referee can control a match and create a lot of wrestling.
And there's the buzzer.
Should be a third period now.
And the Trailblazers wrestled Glass, going over to wipe his nose. Perhaps a little blood,
I think so. You notice the referee goes over with the wrestler and stands beside him as he collects the blood. The rule is the coach can't come over and do any coaching during that timeout. If he does, he can be penalized.
Someone should have told Cherry Creek, who just leaned over and talked to that wrestler. That's, right? While the referees are away, the coaches will play. All right, on top, third period, and how does that work now? This is the second match, which means on the even matches that Overland must send out the wrestler first. Then that means a choice at the end of the second period belongs to which coach?
At the end of the first period. So in this case, I believe that it was Overland's choice.
Overland sent the wrestler out second. Or Creek sent the wrestler out. No, Creek sent the wrestler out second in this one.
Okay, so it was Overland's choice. And in the second period, the wrestler has his choice to take neutral, top, or bottom. Or he can defer. He can change it over to the other two. So he has that's a stand and switch.
Great turn of events there. The helmet is off. The Creek wrestler ripping his helmet off. Now trying to survive, hoping not to get pinned.
Trying to work to a cradle, moving his head to his leg, lock his hands. You can only lock your hands when you're on the top position when the man's on the mat in a cradle or a pinning situation. So he's trying to work the head to his hand, trying to cradle him.
Phil Glass has been impressive throughout for the Trailblazers in the blue.
Very impressive freshman, Michael. He's got a great career ahead of him, I believe. He's one of the brother acts on the Overland team. His older brother wrestles 130, Sean Glass.
So Don Sonnengraff signal 1 point. Ready to go again. Neutral position.
Both wrestlers basically trying for a takedown again. Tie-up position. Let's call it tie-up position. There's many things. I always try to ankle pick there. He's trying to pull the head down, pick the ankle, and push towards it. Now in this situation, you'll probably see the Overland wrestler. There's a fireman. Very nice. I think he's had 3 or 4 of those tonight.
Point signal from referee Don Sonnengraff.
2 points for a takedown. His arm tied up. Basically now he's just going to try to score some back points probably. So if he can raise his point total to get more team points. Try and keep him flat. You notice he really tries to keep it flat. When he keeps him flat, he can try to pin him. The other man gets up to his hands and knees, it's very dangerous. Okay. So that's the end of the match.
And that's the end of the match with a 9-1 score. Phil Glass dominating James Mitchell, the inexperienced wrestler from Cherry Creek. And there it is, the winner. Phil Glass will be back with the winner, and then our 119-pound match after this on the Challenge Center match of the week.
Cobalt Printing Company in Aurora is a full-service printing company offering graphics, art design, typesetting, printing, and finishing of custom products, from simple stationery items to full-color books and brochures. We have copier and fax service, standard business forms, wedding invitations with accessories, and graduation announcements. If it requires putting ink on paper, chances are we can do it. For full service of all your printing needs, call Cobalt Printing Company, where quality and economy meet. Phone 343-3283.
A 10-0 Trailblazer lead against Cherry Creek. Alton Dillard has our last winner, 112 pounds, Phil Glass. Alton.
Alrighty, Michael, that first match was a little bit of quick work. This one went the distance. You really did a good job breaking them down there. That was a nice reversal at the 4.5-minute mark.
Thanks. It's a lot. Tired.
I can understand being a little winded there. Tell me a little bit about your arm technique. I noticed that some wrestlers really work the arms. You seem to be concentrating more on working the arms than the legs, and you really broke the man down and just gave him a good ride. You won a large decision.
Yeah, I wrestled a little tired, and I just tried to keep an arm, keep him broke down, and look for something to turn him with, but...
All right, thank you very much, Bill. And keep in mind, Phil Glass, a freshman. They started young here at Overland.
And the Trailblazers for Overland have taken the first two matches trying to keep the stretch alive, the string alive. You see him there, just coming on that. Dominic Romero, he's just a sophomore. Tall order here, though, for Overland. He's facing a senior, a two-time district champion, Daniel Perloff.
I think Cherry Creek probably has the advantage here in Overland. Perloff has been in the program at Cherry Creek for quite a while. He's a senior. Very nice double leg. Split him. Didn't get his back points, but he got 2 points for a takeout. Very nice move.
In control right off the bat. Creek looking for their first win in the third match of the day, and in trouble for just a second there. Dominic Romero.
That's called a butcher. That's he grabs a crossface and goes underneath with the other arm, and then he tries to walk around the head and do him on his back. It didn't work, but he hasn't lost anything because he still has control. Let him loose for 1 point.
All right, let's start it again. Neutral.
A lot of times you see looks like he has a nosebleed.
Oh, it's a referee's timeout. Don Sonnegraff pointed to his chest and gave him a timeout signal.
A lot of times when a wrestler takes another wrestler down, he tries to turn him on his back. If he can't do that, he'll just let him go, cut him loose, give the other kid a point, and try to take him down again. A lot of freestyle wrestlers will do that. They'll take you down, let you up 4, 5, 6 times in a match. Another double leg, hurts the head.
Right around behind in control is Perloff.
He's right the ankle. He's trying to crossface him here and break him down. He wants to get him broke down to his stomach once again.
Pulling that leg away from the reach of Romero.
Bottom man tries to turn and face the top man if he can. Get up to his base, turn and face him. Once again, he's got that butcher on him. Cut him loose again. 1 point. Looks like Perloff really believes that he can dominate him on his feet. Looks like that's what he's trying to do. 2 points for a takedown, 1 point for a stick. Foul miscarry.
A hand broke loose. Romero yanking his right hand away that time. But still, out behind him in control is Perloff. Sophomore on the bottom. Battling our veteran senior.
Bottom man doing a nice job staying on his base, trying to score an escape or reverse. Standing cradle. There's a cradle.
Very strong hold.
3 points. He's got his 3 points because he's held his shoulders, broke a 90-degree angle, held his shoulders there for 5 seconds, doing his 3 points.
One ahead on points. Perloff. Romero stands up. Perloff, who had the bloody nose early, looks like he's bleeding heavily. End of the first period.
I believe that he looks like he is a little bit out of condition, but I think that's because he's coming down in weight. In wrestling, a lot of times wrestlers will come down a weight or two, and takes a lot out of them. So I think maybe he's feeling that right now.
Good point. You know, talking about this match, Steve Foster, before the match, said a key would be if Perloff could make 119s. It's the first time he's been able to do it as this meet, and it's significant in Creek's strategy that he could get down this way.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's a key point. And Overland's going into this 19-pound match without their regular 19-pounder. The regular wrestler is Ryan Krusch, who's the brother of John Krusch. He got hurt in the Nevada West tournament last week and couldn't make this meet. So definitely that's a factor. Perloff making weight at 19s.
Perloff now walking back towards the middle of the map. I don't know if they've stopped the blood from the nose or not. Overland High School, Trailblazers leading at 10-0, but in control of this match, Dan Perloff. He's on the bottom.
Overland's got a riding now. He's got to break him down. Nice stand-up. Very nice stand-up. Doesn't get any points, so he breaks loose.
Staying behind Romero.
Doing a nice job. Cherry Creek.
And they're off the mat.
Now they'll go back and start the same way they started. There's no change of control. Cherry Creek wrestler has to go back down. There's a lot of action here. Cherry Creek man is putting on some good spurts. Has to explode at the whistle. That's important when you're on the bottom. You explode at the whistle. Watch and see if he explodes here. Good stand-up.
Romero unable to hook the left leg and take his man down.
Out of bounds. Got to come back. Start over again.
Greg Maestas excited off to a 10-0 lead for his Overland Trailblazers. Don't know if he's ever actually beaten Steve Foster Creek in a dual meet. This could be the day.
I believe they beat him last year, Michael, for the first time, I believe. I'm positive about that, but it was an emotional win for him last year, and this one seems like starting out the same way.
And they're off the mat again.
He's telling both wrestlers right now, the referee's telling both wrestlers, try to stay in the middle, fellas. Wrestle in the little circle, not the big circle. And, when you have a lot of motion like that from the bottom man, sometimes it's really tough, because he's working hard to get away, and the top man's putting a lot of pressure on him, sometimes just pushing him out of bounds every time. Didn't look to stand up as quick that time. Maybe fatigue's becoming a factor there.
Romero able to get the left leg around and take his man down that time.
When you see the bottom man wrap his leg on the inside, in between the other man's legs, and wrap it over the ankle, that's called a grapevine. A lot of wrestlers will wrestle like that. It's a good ride. It's very difficult to get out of. Come back and then stand up.
This time a quick grab of the arm and a spin away. Free is Perloff, and he'll get points for that before they go off the edge of the mat.
That's a one-point escape. Anytime that he can come from a disadvantaged position to a neutral position, he gets 1 point. Now you see him starting in a neutral position. Let's see if Perloff can dominate the takedown again like he did in the first period. That's a crossface. That's a counter. That's a counter to a takedown. Another takedown. Spun around behind him. The rule states to take the man down, you have to get in position behind him and have him down on the mat. Overland man will start on the bottom.
Talk about Overland's coach Greg Maestas, an outstanding wrestler in his day. Steve Foster for Cherry Creek never wrestled until he got to college and wasn't that good a wrestler in college. More like your background, there's a difference with wrestling coaches, whether they've wrestled themselves or they're just pure teachers.
That's very true. A lot of times, when you don't participate in the sport, sometimes you have to work harder at it to learn it.
Certainly strong fundamentals indicative of your style, Jack Conrad, at South Middle School, learning wrestling as a coach, not a competitor.
Well, Michael, I think if you stick with fundamentals in any sport, that you're going to be successful. You got to respect Steve Foster. His programs are top-notch every year.
True, 130-pound, this is kind of interesting. He was on the first of many Trinidad High School State Football Championship teams, but 130 pounds. When he went off to Trinidad Junior College, they didn't have him on the football team, a little too small. Coach out there recruited him to wrestle. He said he'd give it a shot, went up transferring to Colorado University, Says he wrestled, but not with any success, really, at Colorado University, but got the bug, I guess, and then went on to coach at Cherry Creek. And after 6 years as an assistant, got a job teaching in high school in 1969. Took over the program, and unbelievable the success that Cherry Creek has had.
It's phenomenal. One of the top programs in the state. Double leg takedown right there. Got to get his head up. You notice the Overland wrestler grabbing his foot, grabbing his ankle up. It doesn't allow him to step up and turn the corner. You let it go and he turns the corner.
Overland High School leading 10-0, ranked second in the state. Cherry Creek ranked third.
Let him cut him loose again for 1 point. Took him down on a double. Tried for a double again. Off the mat. Both start neutral position. When you see the referee put both hands up in the air, he's signaling neutral position.
And Perloff dominating Dominic Romero on points.
Starting to get us towards the end of the match now, and you can see they're both getting fatigued. Just a little pushing and shoving now. Not much going on. Okay, referee just put his fist up in the air. That means stalling. Stalling on the red. He's trying to tell him, you gotta wrestle, son. You gotta wrestle.
Perloff well ahead, ironically, is the one who's stalling, maybe making the weight, is taking something out of Daniel Perloff.
The rule says that you've got to try to wrestle, wrestle to take down, wrestle to pin. He's calling him again. Now in that situation, Overland man was trying to take a Cherry Creek wrestler down, and Cherry Creek's blocking. He's just blocking, stopping, and he himself is not trying to take the Overland wrestler down, and that's against the rules. That's a stall. You can get penalized points for that. I'm pretty tired right now.
Late in the third period, Perloff with little at stake here, just has to be careful to hang on for a very big point win, and to put Cherry Creek on the board. They trail 10-0 right now. And there it is, end of the match, and that is an 11-point victory for Daniel Perloff over the sophomore Dominic Romero, who hung tough. And that means it's a 10-4 Trailblazer lead. Overland over Cherry Creek. Will be back with more on the Challenge Center Match of the Week right after this.
It's your country. It's your flag. It could be your uniform. It could be your future as a United States Marine.
I'm Sergeant William Asensio. Take up the challenge. Keep your mind and body fit, and maybe you can become one of the few, the proud, the Marines.
Overland Trailblazers looking to make it 2 years in a row, winning a dual meet over Cherry Creek. Cherry Creek in red, Overland in blue. Walter for Creek and Troy for Overland. This is a match, Jack, that both coaches put in the key category, a turning point perhaps in a match tonight, maybe even a must-win for both coaches.
I agree, Michael. This could have a direct outcome on the final score. Both of these wrestlers wrestled each other in the Nevada West tournament last week, and I believe Walter won a very close decision. So I think that's very true. This could be the key match of the tournament.
What was significant in that match was that Choi, seen here in blue, was well ahead. And in the last 5 seconds, Walter, with a throw on a lateral drop, scored 4 points right before the match ended and reversed that decision. Choi had him beat up to that point. So 2 very evenly matched seniors on the mat right now.
Choi is a very good leg takedown wrestler. He'll attack the legs, attack the single leg or double leg. It's going to be interesting to see if Walter allows that to happen in this match, because last time, Choi seemed to be able to do that. Really feeling each other out this time. A lot of apprehension here. Each wrestler knows what the other wrestler likes to do, so it's a pretty big counter match right here right now.
Walter has been told by his coach, don't follow him. Don't follow him in. And Walter's staying at a distance now. Choi with the reach and certainly the length of leg advantage, a much taller wrestler. We're looking at 125-pounders down. Walter for Creek, Hung Choi. And Walter is slight injury.
Both seniors, both experienced. No points so far. So referee's timeout for an injury.
Darren Walter able to shake off the pain. Can he come back out? Yes, he's ready to go. The senior from Cherry Creek back at the center of the mat. Two seniors, Young Choi for Overland joins in the center circle.
Well, they finished in a neutral position, so they're starting in a neutral position again. And to tie up there, both wrestlers pretty cautious. There's a single leg attack into fireman's.
Biggest advantage of the match so far goes to Walter from Creek.
2-point takedown. He's trying to ride him now. That was a switch. That was an attempt at a switch by Choi.
Choi getting his feet, that's an advantage from his position. And taken back down again by the left leg of Walter. And there's the buzzer ending the first period, but a 2-point takedown for Walter is the difference.
I'm sure that's not in Choi's game plan because, like you said last time he wrestled, Choi got out to a big lead. So I'm sure this is not in his game plan to get behind him.
Funny how a loss, even a loss in the last 5 seconds, can do something to your confidence. And perhaps Walter gained a psychological advantage with that last second flurry to win at the Arvada Invitational, the Arvada West Invitational.
That's certainly a possibility, Michael. Let's see if Choi can hold it. Good stand-up. Cherry Creek wrestlers seem to have a very good stand-up. There's 1-point escape.
3-0.
Choi's got to try to take him down. He's behind 3-0. Shot for a single leg off the mat. It looks to me like Walter is not going to allow Choi to penetrate those legs.
I tell you, Walter's timing has just been outstanding. The key from his coach, Steve Foster, says don't follow him, and it seems like he's following orders.
Sure is. Doing a great job right now. A couple periods to go. Another leg attempt by Choi, single or double. Walter once again sprawling. That's called a sprawl. When you shoot your feet back, bring your weight down on top of the other wrestler. That's a counter to a leg takedown. There's a single leg for Walter.
Very quick.
Got to pick it up. Got to get in behind. Got to pick it up. Went to fireman's. Lost the arm.
Pushing the head down.
That's very important because when a wrestler goes for the legs, he has to get that head up and turn the corner. If you keep his head down, he can't get around the corner. So it's important that you control the head. Good wrestlers don't wrestle with their head down on the mat.
I'm sure very well taught by Greg Macy's of Overland. But Walter now gaining a bit of an advantage, has him from behind.
Another takedown, 2 points.
4-0 lead.
Attempted a switch. Didn't quite make it. In a switch, you set out and you try to reach back on the inside of the leg and use your leverage against the man's arm to turn yourself over. Turn yourself behind the man.
Troy complaining about being dug in the back, I guess, by the headgear from Walter. Adjustment by our referee, Don Sundengraf.
Looks like Walter's going to try to ride him there for a little bit. Maybe rest a little bit, maybe take some energy out of Troy.
And there's the end of the period with Walter in control, but this match anything but over.
Choi's choice. Can take bottom, top, or neutral. He's going to take neutral. Probably a good choice. He needs to score some points on a takedown and a throw situation where he can gain takedown points and back points at the same time. You can get a lot of points that way very quickly.
125 pounders, fourth match of the day. First two won by Overland decisively. Cherry Creek won the 119-pound match, but trails overall 10-4 to the Trailblazers.
Cherry Creek wins this match, you're right back in it. Walters will be pretty cautious here. Doesn't really need to score many more points, just to make sure Choi doesn't score points against him. He's not going to let him get those legs.
Walters can hold on, and if it finishes like it is now, it will be a 10-7 Trailblazers lead after 4 matches. Again, we talked about it. The coaches think this is a pivotal match.
Tie-up position right now. Walters is making an attempt to take Choi down, so the referee won't warn him for stalling.
Walters from Cherry Creek in red, Troy in the blue for Overland.
Headgear problem.
And there's Greg Mestis adjusting the headgear, and now we're back at center mat. See the referee
turn his finger around his wrist like that. That's injury time. Each wrestler has 2 minutes injury time. Call a stalling warning. 1 point for Green, 1 point for Troy.
And it makes it a 4-1 lead unofficially. Creek in control. Walters.
Troy's got to take him down. Very difficult later stages of the match when the other wrestlers are ahead to try to take him down because he's going to do a lot of sprawling, a lot of staying away from him. Referee's telling him to wrestle, fellas, wrestle.
And Troy needs to come up with some points late and maybe pull on Walters, but Walter pulled on him. You know, Battle West tournament coming from behind with 4 points in the last 5 seconds. It's Troy now with the leg, and now he lets it go.
Trying to turn him, trying to turn him. Trying to get behind the turn him, couldn't do it.
And there's the buzzer. It's over. And
that's a big win for Cherry Creek.
Big win, a 5-1 win. Walter over Troy. The Trailblazers lead cut to 10-7 here. We'll be back with our next match, and Alton Dillard will have interviews along with that when we return on the Challenge Center Match of the Week.
Without skills, work is hard to find. That's why IBM helped start Denver's Community Technical Skills Center. The training is free. IBM has lent people and equipment with good results. Over 300 graduates have found jobs. IBM's Carla Lucero is one of them. Job training. It's one way IBM people working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
All right, we're ready for 130-pounders Todd Tobin for Cherry Creek in the red against Sean Glass, Battle of Seniors. Glass for Overland in the blue. They've met twice, and Tobin has beaten Glass twice before, and now we see the coin flip come into play because Cherry Creek has chosen to send Tobin out second. They wait to see who would wrestle for Overland. They wanted this matchup, Tobin against Glass.
This could be another important part about the match itself. Tobin normally is a 35-pounder, 135-pounder, which would match him up against Dennis Masters, but they dropped him to 30 to wrestle Glass.
And Tobin, one of the best at Cherry Creek, has moved up, as you say, 130 pounds.
2-point takedown there.
Spin free.
1 point escape. I believe Overland has to keep it close in the early stages to have a chance to win this match. If he gets too far behind in the early stages, I don't think he'll have enough to catch up, so he's got to keep it close. Tobin is a very, very experienced wrestler. Shooting for a single leg, didn't make it, backs back out. Fireman's. Here's that combination we're talking about, fireman's to back points.
And Glass, older brother of Phil Glass, who won it at 112, really in trouble on his back that time.
Managed to get off.
Don Simon Grant would reset him. Dealing down there at Glass. Tobin, 3 times a district champion, been to state 3 times.
Third in state last year, I believe, Michael. A lot of experience.
Third in state at 119 pounds. He's put on some weight since last year. He's wrestling 11 pounds heavier this year, and normally wrestles at 135, 5 pounds heavier than this.
Sometimes that causes a problem when you go up too many weights, but for Todd, it looks like he's handling it okay. Trying for a single leg. Pushing the action. Good wrestlers will always push the action. There's a takedown try by Glass. See him catch that inside leg with that hand, he blocked it with that. He was slipping around behind.
Good mobility there for Tobin.
There's 1 escape. 2 takedown, 1 escape.
Glass battling tough. Fixes the headgear. And there's the end of the first period with Todd Tobin in the lead. against Sean Glass.
Overland takes down. He's got to come out on an escape and reversal now. Let's see if he explodes at the whistle. It's very important when you're on the bottom position to go at the whistle. Initiate the move. Don't let the top man get the advantage by breaking you down. Okay. Sitting out. Looks like he's going to try to sit out. Got to be careful that he doesn't sit out and stall in that position. Top man will snap him back and get back points. So he's got to move quicker on that sit out. There's a half Nelson. Half Nelson, trying to turn him with a half Nelson. It's important that the top man always keeps in contact with the bottom man. Oh, there's that snap back. It's back points.
Just inside the circle, Tobin trying to keep control, but Glass is able to roll over the line and get a new set.
When you're on your back and the shoulders are on the mat, if you can get one shoulder outside the circle, no points can be scored. You can't be pinned. You can't have any back points scored against you. So it's important when you're close to the mat that you understand that and realize that you can get that one shoulder off the mat.
Todd Tobin in control, dominating so far. Third in the state on 119 last year.
Tying up the legs now. He's going to try to tip him. Back points again.
Two men who normally wrestle at heavier weights this year.
You see him, he only gets 2 back points there, and the reason is that he's got to hold him for 5 seconds to get 3 back. See the referee counting? If the referee, there's only 2 because he got to 4. If he would have got to 5, he would have got 3 back points, but he only got to 4, so he just gets 2. So there's 2 ways to score back points.
Tobin piling up the points on that back point scoring.
Well, he tried that snap back again, didn't get away with it that time.
Glass pushes his Tobin back off the mat out of frustration.
Sometimes frustration really comes into play. But
Don Sondergraf talking to Glass about it.
They're both fine young men, and in the heat of the battle, things like that happen. They wrestled each other several times, and I don't believe Sean has ever beat Todd, so there may be some of that frustration involved there too. Time for firemen's.
And the end of period. And we'll start period number 3 on the bottom, needing to escape and pile up some points. Sean Glass, unsuccessful his last 2 times out against Todd Tobin of Cherry Creek in the red. And Tobin again has Glass in a little bit of trouble.
Tying up his legs again. He's going to try the same thing he did in the first period. There's a situation where there's a potential dangerous hold. To prevent an injury, the referee stops it.
That looked painful.
I think maybe he did get hurt there a little bit.
Well, that leg was just bent all the way up.
So they have to go back and start in the same position that they started in. So actually, neither wrestler gained an advantage or disadvantage in that situation. Potentially dangerous hold. Sit out.
Glass not quick enough to gain points on that sit out.
There's a half Nelson. He's going to try to turn him. It's called a spiral.
Look at this. Nope. Maintaining control. It's Todd Tobin. Looked like he couldn't take a little trouble for a second.
Nice job by both wrestlers. Got a little high. Bottom man bridged. Almost stepped over. Leverage is a big part of wrestling, Michael. Leverage is the key thing. Some wrestlers have a natural knowledge of that, where to put their body weight, the leverage they can gain by doing certain things. Some have to learn it. There's a spiral again. In a spiral, he grabs the wrist and he puts the half Nelson on. He pulls the wrist into the guy's waist, walks around his head. Very good pinhole. resting
tied
right
shoelace here.
Doing a little resting right here. I think maybe Todd might be feeling coming down in weight too. When you come down in weight like that, you have to lose that weight. It takes a little energy out of you. Towards the end of the period, end of the third period, you start to see that.
Large lead here for Todd Tobin over Sean Glass. If it holds up, this could put Creek into the lead for the first time. After the fifth match, they'd have a 1-point lead, 11-10.
I think realistically, Foster probably believed that he was going to win this particular match. It was a nice escape. Tried for a takedown. Glass is still working hard. Still coming back. The coaching going on there. Neutral position. See both wrestlers trying to the leg takedown, trying for the fireman's. There's a stalling warning. Stalling warning. That means that he's not trying to get a takedown. He's doing a lot of blocking. He's not pushing the issue.
End of the match. And Glass and Tobin have a few words as we go to break. We'll come back in just a moment, but it's Todd Tobin, decisive winner, putting Creek up 11-10 against the Overland Trailblazers on the Challenge Center match of the week.
Aurora sports fans know that each week, the Aurora Sentinel newspaper covers Aurora high school sports like nobody else.
I read the Aurora Sentinel because I enjoy the sports coverage.
I read the Aurora Sentinel because it's got the best coverage of high school sports. Nobody does it better than they do.
It has other information on schools, telling us what is going on with the other schools.
Yeah, we read the Aurora Sentinel. They do a good job with the local sports.
The Aurora Sentinel is your local source for all the news about Aurora schools, local government, and interesting news about your neighbors. Subscribe now and you'll save 23%. Send no money, we will bill you. To subscribe, call 292-5551 right now. That's 292-5551. The Aurora Sentinel, your local source for news and information.
Overland has surrendered the lead for the first time. It's 11-10 Cherry Creek heading into the sixth match of the day. Justin Amavisca of Overland in the blue, and Zaire, that's TJ Zaire for Cherry Creek, and Jack Conrad. This is a case where the toss of the coin was determining the matches because Overland got to walk on the mat second. They picked the matchup.
That's exactly right, Michael. This is a very strategic move for Overland. Instead of their regular 135-pounder Dennis Masters, who's 31-1 last year and only one loss this year, they moved into 140. They moved Justin Amavisca down to 135s. What they're trying to do is win both weights. Let's see if they get the job done. It's a pretty good move by Coach Maestas, I think.
And Amavisca, who normally wrestles at 140, has an outstanding advantage here. TJ Zaire wrestling his first varsity match, and he's doing it in front of a pretty big crowd here at Overland High School.
Doesn't get much bigger for a dual meet in this particular setting. Just got one for stalling, and that's something you generally see in a kid that's inexperienced or maybe not used to the big crowd. He gets apprehensive, and there's a nice takedown.
Amavisca in control over TJ Zaire.
Inside cradle, turn in.
You see Amavisca's strength now. He normally wrestles 140. How strong he looks.
I think that might be a factor in this match. Looks bigger. Can't quite get him turned over.
TJ Zaire has no quit.
Out of bounds.
Amavisca shaking his wrist and his fingers.
Looks like he lost his bandage on his finger. It looks like he has a trouble with his thumb. He's taking that bandage off. We'll see if that has an impact on the match.
Nabisco throwing his man around. Creek wrestling some inexperienced wrestlers. Overland jumped off to a pin and a decision, a big decision early for a 10-0 lead. Creek won the next three for an 11-10 lead in the match, but Nabisco now looks like he may get the lead back for Overland. Overland in blue.
That's called a deep waist ride. Another factor that may come into play here, Michael, let's see if it does. Nabisco dropping down in weight may sap some of his strength. Let's see if he keeps this intensity throughout the match.
He's ahead at the end of one period, Jack Conrad. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll finish up this match at 135 pounds in the Challenge Center. Match of the week.
Out in the street, what do I see? Drug deals, rip-offs looking at me. Kids getting killed for no reason at all. Bangers don't care who takes the fall. Wear the wrong colors, they will bust you flat. Dude had to die for the color of his hat. Imagine the pain the family's going through. And that's why we're here, because we care about you. We got position.
Cherry Creek leading 11-10 in the sixth match here. Creek in the red, TJ Zare chooses a neutral position up against Justin Amavisca at 135 pounds. Amavisca in blue for Overland, and it's Amavisca in the lead so far.
That's probably a good choice by the Cherry Creek wrestler, rather than take a down position and maybe get exposure back to the mat. So he's going to see what he can work here. Maybe he can get a takedown, get some momentum in the match.
Amavisca with the advantage and experience. Zare jumped there for points in his first varsity match.
Trying to keep the pressure on him now, trying to get in position where he can expose his back. Trying that snap back.
Amavisca senior, Zare a sophomore. And we've seen a few bloody noses today. We've tapped Amavisca's nose with cotton.
See if Cherry Creek wrestler can explode off the whistle. Stands up, a little bit slow.
And again, off the end. Out of the circle, and Amavisca again having trouble with that hand. Looks like he was clutching it in pain at the end of that exchange.
Looks like that might be bothering him. I'm not real sure what's wrong with it, but he started the match with it wrapped up, so that may become a factor before this is over with.
Amavisca down in weight, usually wrestling at 140. A strategic move by Greg Maestas, looking to take the 135s here, and then we'll probably see Dennis Masters, a dominating wrestler. Normally wrestles 135 at 140, a chance for Overland to take two straight here in the middle of the match and regain the lead decisively. Amavisca can't hold on, escape.
1 point escape. Anytime the man gets to his feet, as long as you leave him on his feet, you're taking a chance he's going to get away. You got to get him back to the mat as quickly as you can. You leave him on his feet, and eventually he's going to get away from you.
Amavisca in the lead, but Zare is in this one.
It looks like Amavisca's getting a little fatigued. I wonder if coming down in that weight has bothered him. He's trying for a leg takedown.
Big crowd here, as is tradition at the annual Cherry Creek Overland dual meet. Overland High School hanging tough, trailing by just 1 point. Amavisca can hold on. They'll take a 13-11 lead in the match the way things are going with a close decision here. And that's nothing to sniff at. Cherry Creek's reputation in dual meets through the 80s was phenomenal.
It's unbelievable how many times they win a dual meets, Michael. Got a great tradition.
106 dual wins and 3 losses through the 1980s for Steve Foster with Cherry Creek. What can you say about a team that has been in the top 4 in the state every year since 1984 and only once finished as low as 4th? And yet, ironically, Cherry Creek has never won at all, coming within a half point, losing to Moffat County.
I think you got to contribute that to good coaching, good assistant coaches, think that plays a big part. Anna Visca's on the bottom. He's got to try to make an escape here. Yep, there's 1 point escape.
A lot of credit to Greg Maestas making his program so competitive. For the powerhouse, Cherry Creek ranked ahead of Cherry Creek coming into this duel. At number 2 in the state, Creek at number 3. Arvada West, of course, ranked number 1 right now in the 6A poll in the Colorado High School Activity Association in Colorado.
TJ's got to score some points here. He's behind. He's got to score some points. He's got to initiate the action here. Keep the pressure on Emma Visca. I believe Emma Visca's been warned for stalling, so TJ's just got to keep coming at him. Keep working. A lot of strategy involved in a match when you're either ahead or behind. Oh, there's a stalling.
Well, it's an injury now. It could be the nose or an eye. You can't see. He's not facing us. And Visca asking to be helped up by the referee, Don Sonnengraf.
I'm not sure if he got butted in the head or poked in the eye.
And you get a clearer look at that injury from our vantage point. But Visca's right back at it. And Zare seems to have a little bit more energy right now than Emma Visca.
Emma Visca's doing a lot of blocking, a lot of holding.
And there's the whistle off. Out of the circle one more time.
There's a point for TJ. Stalling.
Coming down to 135 has not been easy for Emma Visca. He's been bothered by his wrist or his hand and taking a shot to the nose and maybe one to the eye, and he seems to be wearing out a bit. Zare, the more aggressive wrestler, in the red for Creek.
Trying to work for a takedown, trying to work a fireman's.
Emma Visca,
no control.
Trying to put his man away here.
There's a takedown. He just gave control to the Overland wrestler, so now he's scored 2 points on a takedown.
A little bit of a comeback for Emma Visca. He's in control point-wise, also leading throughout.
Trying to turn him. Still got control. As long as he keeps that leg, he has control. Bottom is trying to turn the face. As long as Overland keeps that single leg, he still has control.
Zare lifts the leg strongly, and Emma Visca holds on for dear life. And there's the buzzer ending the match.
No point.
A 7-3 win. Justin Emma Visca puts Overland back on top, 13-11 over Cherry Creek and TJ Zare in this dual meet on the Challenge Center. Match of the week.
Sex? You want me to call a complete stranger and talk about sex?
Call first. Honest answers on sex, pregnancy, birth control, and a lot more.
Hey man, there's nothing I don't know about sex.
Can it really hurt to know about the different types of birth control? Can it be too much trouble to learn how to identify some types of sexually transmitted diseases and prevent others? Can it be too hard to learn how to say no to sex when the right answer seems to be yes? How tough is it to call a toll-free number and talk to someone who won't ask you for a thing? Not money and not your name.
I'm real careful. I don't need to make a phone call to learn how to handle myself in my boyfriend's car.
Kiss ignorance goodbye. Call first. 1-800-322-1020. Because what some people don't know about sex is a crying shame.
Alrighty, Michael, Justin Emma Visca stepped down into the 135s for this match. Notice you had a little bit of a medical problem out there that kept stopping the match. What's wrong with you here exactly?
I have fractured my navicular.
Ah, okay, because I saw you earlier before the warm-ups. You were heavily wrapped up there. Should you be wrestling with it like that?
They would prefer not for me to wrestle, but this is my last year wrestling against Creek, and it was just too important.
Yeah, you can't miss the big matchup as a senior against Creek. Now, about your injury there, did it give you any problems during the course of the match?
Yeah, it's very hard to grip. That's very important in wrestling, is a grip. And I just didn't have any with it.
All right, well, your win puts your team back up 13-11. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and from the floor, it's 13-11 Overland, and now we are in the 140s where Dennis Masters has stepped up 5 pounds. Back to you, Michael.
As underweight here, 140 pounds. One of the outstanding wrestlers we'll see today, Dennis Masters, in the blue for Overland, matching up with Jeremy Mitchell, battle of seniors.
This is one of those strategic moves by Overland, trying to switch kids around in weights and see if they can gain some points.
Masters normally 135, moved down to 140 for Overland to try to win both matches, and I think really, with Masters' superiority, they think there's the chance that he just might be able to not just win, but get a pin here.
I think that's your strategy. They want to gain some points by a pin. Dennis is a very good takedown wrestler. And he puts combinations together where he takes you down and usually puts it with a pin. So we'll see if their strategy pays off.
Mitchell earned a letter as a junior, and he could be a tough man to pin.
It'll be interesting to see if moving up in the weight is going to affect Masters, like it did Anna Vista moving down in the weight. So, right now, it looks like the Cherry Creek wrestler is being very cautious, staying away from Masters. He does know Masters is a great takedown wrestler. There's a leg attack. See if he can come out the back door. It's good defense by Mitchell. Potentially dangerous again. If he stops it. Injury. Masters is a very physical wrestler also. It's very important that you be physical when you wrestle. Not trying to hurt anybody, but you just want to be physical.
Overland High School regained the lead on Emma Visca's win on that decision, a 3-point addition to the totals. It's now Overland 13-11 in the match, and they've got one of their stars, Dennis Masters, wrestling here at 140 pounds, figuring to add to that lead.
To the mat. Both wrestlers still got supporting points on the mat, so referee won't call it.
And they're well off the mat now.
Well, that's a big surprise there. Dennis Masters got taken down. Mitchell took him down and got 2 points. You don't see that very often. I'd say
Mitchell
is a real surprise.
Very tough here. And he's up against a pretty tough opponent at 135 pounds. Dennis Masters, a returning district champion. And he won the Arvada West tournament, which, talk about respect from the other coach, Steve Foster, Creek's coach, paying tribute to Masters, says winning the Arvada West tournament is actually tougher than winning the 6A state tournament, because it's the best of 5A and 6A in one tournament.
I agree with that, Michael. It's a tougher tournament. There's a reversal by Masters.
He was quick.
He got a reversal and an escape. He got an escape first, and then he reversed, and then he got him on his takedown. Actually, he got an escape and a takedown, so he got 3 points.
And he may have had his bell rung.
I have a problem with that knee. There's those knee braces. I don't know if he has a specific problem with them, but
Dennis Masters in the blue, Jeremy Mitchell.
I believe Dennis has been beaten one time this year by a 2-time state champ from a different classification, like in the steamboat tournament. But that doesn't happen very often. 31-1 last year.
Masters on top, in control, end of the first period. Dennis Masters toured Japan last year wrestling. Called it the greatest year of his life. He's got international experience.
That was quite a trip for the Colorado kids. Every year they send some young men over there to wrestle against the Japanese team. And James Wright also was on that team at 103 pounds. We're talking about the score right now. The scorekeeper had the score 2-2, and I believe it should be 3-2 because I believe Dennis has scored an escape and a takedown, which he should have 3-2. I think what the controversy is right now. I'll get it straight now. One of the best referees in the state right there. Always has control of the match.
Don Sonnengraf. And they talk about an upset. Even if Jeremy Mitchell doesn't win this match, keeping it within a point right now, that's an upset in and of itself against Dennis Masters.
Oh, definitely, Michael. If Dennis Masters doesn't pin Jeremy Mitchell, I don't think that the strategy has paid off. I think Masters has to pin him for the strategy to have worked.
And Navista won though at 135. Masters, if he doesn't get the pin, but still wins at 140, they'll get both wins, but that's not enough, is what you're saying?
Right, that would only be 6 points. And I think they could have scored 6 points the other way. So I think Masters has to pin.
It was Masters could have gotten the pin at 135 no matter who Creek played.
Right, I believe he would have pinned the man at 35s.
And then Navista would have battled Mitchell perhaps fairly evenly. Navista up at his normal weight would have had more strength than he did at 135. And that could have been a 9-point difference if he won a close decision.
Right.
Interesting. A lot of strategy at stake when Creek and Overland meet. It's the premier dual meet in all of Colorado wrestling. This varsity season right here on the Challenge Center Match of the Week.
Trying to work an arm bar there, trying to get him turned, trying to get back points. Got to give Jeremy Mitchell a lot of credit. He's doing a great job, staying off his back, not getting turned over.
Don't forget, coming up when we take a break midway through this match, we'll have the IBM Academic Tribute honoring an outstanding academic star from the high schools here in the city of Aurora.
Referee breaks, and that's called a stalemate. Nothing going on. Neither wrestler looking like they're going to get an advantage in what they're doing. So breaks and brings them back up, starts in the referee's position. Discussion going on exactly what they're talking about.
Masters trying to catch his breath. Has not had it all his way against a very tough Jeremy Mitchell.
Should stick in the leg and try and put in a grapevine there.
Pushing the head down. Mitchell able to nearly stand up, and now the leg hooked in there, keeps him on the mat.
Dennis is a very good leg wrestler. He uses the grapevine to big advantage for himself. It's very difficult when a man puts his legs in on it.
And yanking the arm out sends Mitchell crashing back to the mat.
And returning for back points, ran out of time.
End of the period. Jeremy Mitchell pulling the upset here for Creek in the ring. He's not winning, but he's denying a decisive victory at this point, either by pin or big decision, to Dennis Masters, returning district champion in the blue there, who took one in the nose.
Well, Dennis is best on his feet, and they started that period in neutral position. And that's the best part of his wrestling is on his feet. He's not dominating, I'm sure, like they thought he might. So I agree with you, Michael. This is kind of an upset right there. Let's see if he gets the job done before it's all over with. Jeremy Mitchell's doing a great job.
Was a letterman, but did not compete in district meet because he was beaten out on his own team by another wrestler. And so he's a bit of an unknown here, even though he does have the letter from last year. And he's proving surprisingly tough.
I'm wondering if Dennis moving up a weight, just 5 pounds, but sometimes 5 pounds is a lot of weight. I'm wondering if the strength factor is maybe bothering him. Maybe Mitchell's stronger than what they figured. But definitely, I don't think it's going the way they planned it. There's a nice takedown. There's a combination, going to back points. Referee's counting.
Mitchell in trouble now.
This is the best part of Dennis Masters wrestling, is takedowns and combinations to the back.
Mitchell sliding onto his stomach, makes it.
Great effort. Great effort. He's trying to turn it.
Mitchell's strength sending himself to the mat here, refusing to be rolled over.
It's like Dennis is trying about everything to get his hands on here to try to get him rolled over. Stalemate. Once again, that means that neither wrestler was going to gain an advantage from what was going on, so stop him, start him up again. Looks like Dennis is going to do a freestyle move here. And just turn him loose, let him get 1 point, trying to take him down, pin him on his back again. That's Masters' best part of his wrestling. Take you down, put you on your back.
The old gambler got to spend something to make something. Spends a point.
That's very true. Dennis averages pretty close to 3 takedowns a match, so he's good on his feet. I believe he's closing in on the all-time Overland takedown record. Tried to duck under there, didn't make it. Nice try. You throw the elbow up, duck your head, and go around behind the guy. Fireman's.
Very quick move, but the buzzer rings to end the period before he can get points for it. And that's an outstanding match, a win by Dennis Masters, but what an effort to hold him to a 4-point win by Jeremy Mitchell. And that makes it a 16-11 Overland lead over Cherry Creek in this dual match on the Challenge Center Match of the Week. Up next, the IBM Academic Tribute. The IBM Aurora Sentinel Academic Tribute brought to you by IBM, working in Colorado, working for Colorado, and by the Aurora Sentinels. And our winner this week is Jennifer McFarland. She's a senior from Hinckley High School. And here to make the award, Fred Johnson, Colorado Community Relations Manager for IBM. Fred?
Jennifer, first, on behalf of IBM, I would like to congratulate you on your excellent, outstanding academic achievements and present you this certificate to commemorate that, and just say, keep up the good work.
Thanks.
And that's certainly true. Keep up the good work. And I know you plan to do that. You're 6th out of a class of 250 with a 3.9 grade point average. Looking at Colorado or maybe Metro State next year because you're interested in becoming a teacher. When did you first decide that teaching would be the thing for you?
Well, ever since I was younger, I felt that my elementary school teachers probably had the greatest effect on me of all the teachers I've ever had. And I really enjoy children, and it's just something that I thought I'd like to do.
Well, we can't have too many teachers that just really care about what they're doing, so that's great, and I applaud you for that. That's as good a profession as I could think of you choosing. You find time, in addition to your academics, to do some other things. Swimming, diving, orchestra. Tell us about your other activities.
I'm involved in our church youth group. It's like a way for us to get together and do stuff. I also, swimming, diving is something else I do besides school. And I also work at a daycare right now. So that's kind of a start on my future career.
You're quite a violin player, I understand.
Yeah, I'm first chair in the district this year.
Wow.
And I've been playing for about 9 years now. And it's something I really enjoy doing.
You've done something that you've been recognized by something I didn't know the schools were doing, but it's great and it's long overdue. You've got a letter in academics. The way an athlete gets a letter, a varsity football player, you get a letter for academics. How long has this been going on? Do you know?
When we were freshmen, they would not let us letter in academics, but when you're a sophomore and junior and senior, you can letter in academics. And I think you have to keep like a 3.5, 3.7 average, something like that, over a certain amount of time, and then you can letter.
Well, that's great. Congratulations, Jennifer McFarland. This week's IBM Academic Tribute winner brought to you by IBM. Working in Colorado, working for Colorado, and by the Aurora Sentinel, your community newspaper.
When this phone rings, someone's in trouble. Roseanne Chavez is here to help. Roseanne works for IBM, but also is a volunteer for the Longmont Coalition for Women in Crisis, where she answers calls and provides advocacy and counseling services. So when people need help, there will be someone here to listen. Supporting a crisis line. It's one way IBM people working in Colorado are working for Colorado.
Presbyterian Aurora Hospital is dedicated to serving the community in 2 unique ways: the Challenge Center and Health Access. The Challenge Center is the area's outstanding preventative rehabilitation fitness center ready to take care of all your health needs, from physical therapy to cardiac care, fitness, and sports medicine. Along with the Challenge Center, our commitment to serving the community includes a free program called Health Access. In the event of an emergency or sports injury, when seconds count, Health Access provides for prompt medical registration. You receive a health access card which allows personnel to quickly recall your vital medical information so treatment can begin as soon as possible. In addition to prompt medical attention, the card gives you valuable discounts on pharmacy and eyeglass prescriptions, Challenge Center Fitness Club memberships and services, and much more. To receive your free card and enrollment application, call Health Access today at 341-2858.
And a little bit of new frontier down here on the floor, Michael, as Dennis Masters wrestled in the 140s tonight. What was behind that, Dennis?
Well, we were looking forward to wrestling Todd Tobin tonight at 135s, but he cut down to 130s. Didn't wrestle me, so we decided we might as well switch weights, see if we could win 2 instead of 1.
Okay, so you're still pretty much going to wrestle your 135s, right?
Tonight was just for tonight. The rest of the season, I'm going 35s.
Yeah, it seemed to be pretty evenly matched because of the weight differential there, but I noticed a lot of your leg work down the stretch there.
Well, at first, I tried a stupid move. Got that takedown. Kind of wasn't smart wrestling on my part, but then, hey, I was down. I knew I had to come back. We got to win this duel.
Yeah, it's bound to happen every once in a while. I've noticed that you're a very visual wrestler. Even when it looks like you might be in a compromising position, you're looking around for an escape. You're looking around to find out a way to change the hold.
Well, freestyle helps in that quite a bit because there's a lot of rolling around. Here, you don't get as many points rolling around, so you can put yourself in some pretty awkward positions, but come out on top.
All right, well, you guys are up 16-11. Good match, Dennis. All right, and a little bit of a change here as he wrestled in the 140s tonight, but he says a one-shot deal. Back to the 135s for Dennis Masters. Back over to you, Michael.
Picking up the action in the third period here at 145 pounds, Todd Rosenzweig for Overland in control against Chad Lipton, a battle of juniors, Overland against Cherry Creek. And it's been all Rosenzweig, and he's a pretty good kid.
Yes, he's a very good wrestler. He has had an older brother wrestle for Overland. Comes from a good wrestling family. This is one of Overland's strategy moves again. They moved Rosenzweig down from 152s to 145s, and they're going to move John Krusch, the regular 45-pounders, up to 52. So this is one of those where they're trying to maneuver and gain extra points. So far, it looks like it's working for him in this match.
Rosenzweig way ahead, pitching a shutout against the junior Chad Lipton from Cherry Creek in the ring. Overland on a big run here. They've won 2 in a row. They're up to a 16-11 match lead over Cherry Creek, trying to beat Creek for the second time in 2 years. And they look like they're on their way to increasing that lead to about 20-11.
Another takedown by Rosenzweig, 2 points. Looking to turn him over now, try to maybe get some pinpoints. Cherry Creek's doing what they have to do to stay off their back. Doesn't look like he can come back from this lead, but he can gain points by staying off his back for his team. Trying to cradle, trying to push his head to the leg, lock his hands so he can get a cradle position and get back points.
Last 10 seconds of the match. Looking for more points. Rosenzweig. And there it is. It's over, a 9-0 victory. And that sends Cherry Creek down against Overland by 9 points, 20-11.
Looks like everything's working so far.
All right, we'll be back with the 152-pounders on the Challenge Center match of the week right after this.